It's the 1st of November, it's World Vegan Day, and 2 whole years since I launched this channel, The Vegan Runner. I'm going to soon be heading out in the green and black to take part in the annual Vegan Running Challenge, but until then, stick around for a quick look back over the last 2 years and what I hope will be happening over the next 12 months, including a new studio, upcoming races, and my running goals, and plenty more. Let's go. 24 months, 730 days, 120 videos ago, I wasn't a marathon runner, an ultra marathoner, or a YouTuber, but thanks to you and your support, along with a little bit of running and training, I can now proudly claim those titles and join the club of trying to crowbar the fact that I've run marathons into most conversations. I'll never forget crossing the line at Manchester, my dream of running a marathon in under 3 hours coming true, and I got to document that journey and bring you all along with me. It was a really special moment. And then fast forward to last July and completing Race to the Stones, a dream I'd had of running an ultra marathon. In fact, one of the main things really that inspired me to start running in the first place, and again had the privilege of your support along the way. It's been a fantastic couple of years of running, and here's to many more. In the time that I started this channel, we've had a pandemic, the closure and restart of parkrun. I discovered the 80-20 training method. I've run every parkrun course in Devon. We've moved house and so much more along the way. It's been great to have so many of you along with me for the journey. And before we get into all the kind of exciting stuff, I just want to express my thanks and gratitude to subscribers, old and new. This channel just wouldn't be what it is today without all of your support and kind words over the years. And it really does just blow me away when people reach out to say that I've inspired them to try something new or sign up for their first race, whether it's a 5K or a marathon, or that they want to go vegan or join the Vegan Runners Club. You know, sometimes I do wonder when I'm making these videos if anyone is really watching or what good it might be doing, and those comments and that support really does just keep me going, so thank you all again. I can't wait to bring you all with me on the next phase of this channel's journey. I've been able to meet many of you in person as well and have made friends along the way. Now I really look forward to that continuing, and with all that lovely, nostalgic, fluffy stuff out of the way, I wanted to give you a bit of an update on a load of things that are happening in the background here, just to give you a heads up really as to what's coming and what you can expect on this channel as it grows, and the ideas I've got for the future. So as many of you will know, Rachel and I moved from Dartmoor to North Devon about 12 months ago. Now we've moved into a small 200-year-old house which has buckets of character but needs a whole lot of work doing to it. And we're gradually just chipping away at it. We're doing a lot of it ourselves, and everything just takes that little bit longer than you'd expect when you're juggling, you know, full-time jobs and creating content for a channel, but we're getting there slowly. Now, one of the things I've been working on over the last 12 months is transforming the double garage, which when we moved looked like this creepy, dark, dank, rusty and roofless shell, which just hasn't seen much love for many a year. And we're hoping to turn it into a space that can function as the Vegan Runner Studio for filming these videos and reviews and everything else. So at the moment I'm filming right here in my living room, which is a lovely place to film and sit next to the fire, but it's a little bit of a pain setting up the camera, the lights, the tripod every time that I want to film. So having a dedicated space for filming will just be so much more convenient, make making films a lot quicker, and hopefully we can sort of customize the space and let it grow with the channel over time. I've got a lot of ideas for how it will look in my head, and they're always sort of shifting and changing, but I can't wait to get cracking with designing and building that, and just having a fixed studio space will make everything a lot easier. There's a fair bit to do before that point though. The garage has a flat concrete roof and it enjoys letting water through it. Now we've put a couple of tins of waterproof paint and that's made it a lot better, but it's still getting in somehow, so that needs to be addressed first, as well as patching up the holes in the plastic roofing section and I'm also tanking the inside of the walls as an added damp proofing measure. Then it's going to be a case of painting the walls and constructing the studio, so plenty to be getting on with, but that's what's going to be happening over the next few months, and it will be awesome when it's ready. I've started to film parts of that journey and will be sure to make some kind of video documenting the build from start to finish. Something else I'm working on at the moment is becoming a qualified running coach. Now, in order to do that, you need to do something called a Leader in Running Fitness course, and you need to get that qualification before completing the coaching course. Now, I've already undertaken the leadership course, but what I'm hoping to do with the coaching course is open up kind of like coaching service to you, my viewers and subscribers, and write training plans and all that kind of thing. Now, it's quite likely that it will be 80-20 focused, and I'll be an 80-20 certified coach as well. I really strongly believe in that training method. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know that already, and it's something that I wish I'd found near the beginning of my running journey. So to be able to coach and bring that to runners in an official capacity with the qualifications behind me would just be awesome. So that's what's coming up again. Hopefully that will be completed within the next 12 months or so, so look out for that when it comes. So we've got the studio build, we've got the coaching qualifications, so let's just have a quick chat about the upcoming content. Now, we're still plugging away at completing all of Cornwall's parkrun courses, and then our attention will turn to Somerset until we filmed every parkrun in the region. Obviously, as we get further and further away from home, they take a little bit more planning and a bit more luck with the weather and things like that. So I really think at some point we're going to need a camper so we can kind of rock up like outside the parkrun course on a Friday night, and yeah, just make it a little bit easier, because it's getting to like 2 to 3 hours away from our home at the moment. So yeah, having a camper van would be awesome. Not sure how possible that is in the next sort of year or so, but watch this space, we'll see what happens. Now, the next video out on Friday is actually going to be just about how much parkrun has changed my life, and I'll be sharing my parkrun story. It's going to be a really special video because parkrun really has changed my life, and along with it, I'm just hoping to make a series of videos where I can share the parkrun stories of others. Now, in my head, I have this idea of rocking up to a parkrun on a Saturday morning, camera gear in tow, and setting up some kind of table, and inviting anyone who wants to put their story out there to come and sit down and have a chat. Now, for those further afield, it'll likely have to be over Zoom or something, but the power of parkrun just can't be underestimated. I know for just about everyone who really gets into it, running or volunteering or both, it just makes such massive positive changes, and I'd love to share all of that, and really just in the hopes of bringing more people into our lovely park running world. Now, on that note, if you've got a parkrun story that you would like to share, please reach out, and we'll work something out to get it on the channel. Now, still thinking about content, and this is another idea that I've been wrestling with for a little while, and I've just been wondering how to introduce a little bit more sort of vegan activism onto the channel. Now, one of the initial ideas for calling the channel The Vegan Runner was to dispel the myth that you can't be healthy and strong and a healthy, active runner doing things like marathons and ultra marathons whilst on a vegan diet, whilst also making the channel kind of an accessible entry point for discussions on animal rights, and yeah, kind of an easily accessible kind of thing for people who aren't vegan but kind of open to exploring those ideas. And I think we've kind of achieved that. I know plenty of my subscribers aren't vegan and are predominantly here for the running side of things, but I feel that I'm now sort of at the stage in my vegan journey where it makes sense to start speaking up for the voiceless in a more kind of overt manner, and getting the door really open to discussing the ideas of veganism in an open and friendly way, and, you know, relaxed environment. That said, a couple of days ago I had the pleasure to join a handful of lovely vegan activists as part of We the Free. We hit the streets of Exeter, we set up our stall and screen, and invited the public to engage with us on the issues that we represent. It's the first time I've taken part in anything like it, and had an absolute blast and some really interesting discussions. I'm still toying with the ideas on how best to introduce this side of things to the channel, and I'm really open to suggestions and your thoughts. So if you have any just let me know down in the comments below, or reach out to me on my email, which I'll pop on screen now. All right, let's get into the running side of things and see what I've got coming up and booked so far for the tail end of 22 and what's on the calendar already for 2023. At the moment, I'm using the 80/20 level 3 100k ultramarathon plan. I was hoping to take part in another 100k or 50-mile race towards the end of January or sort of early February 23. And now I've had issues finding one that's local enough and where the timing is just sort of right, give or take a few weeks. Now I had my eye on a race called the Arc of Attrition. That's an ultra race on the Cornish coast. Sadly, they sold out before I could sign up, so I'm still looking for something at the moment, and if you know of any, point me in the right direction, as I seem to be pretty rubbish at finding races before it's too late. But one race that I do have coming up soon that I have managed to book, and it's just before Christmas. It's a local race. It's called the Torrington Christmas Caper, and it's a 9-mile, mostly trail race, and I think last year it won the award of being Devon's best race or race of the year, something like that. I'm really looking forward to cracking on with that one. I think over the last sort of few years or so, one of my favourite things about Christmas these days is just festive races and a park run on Christmas morning. Just absolutely love it. It's something I really look forward to. Now, I'm not going to train specifically for this race, but I'll give it a good crack and take the GoPro along with me and just have a lot of festive fun and see how it goes. It's the first time for quite a long time I've entered a race that's under sort of a half marathon distance, so be interesting. It'll be fun. Now then, I have got an ultra booked up for next July. It's a bit of a different, interesting event. It's called the Hope 36, and it's a 36-hour event. I'm going to be running as part of a team of 4, myself, Rachel, and 2 more vegan runners. Shout out to Ryan and Claire. All I know about the event is that it starts at 9 PM and only one person on the team could be on the 5-mile course at any one time. So how exactly we'll run it, whether it will be a 9-hour stretch or maybe we could sort of break it up as much as a sort of lap at a time or something like that, I don't know. But obviously as we get closer to that event, I'll be sure to keep you all updated on whatever happens on the day. And I'll definitely be taking my camera with me and documenting that epic 36-hour journey, whatever happens, and it should be a blast. Now, the event I'm probably most excited about, though, next year is the Spring Marathon. Now, this year I entered the London Marathon ballot for the 5th time and wasn't successful. I was a bit of a wally and forgot to enter the Good for Age ballot as well, so I missed out on that kind of second chance. At the same time, though, I did enter Rachel for the first time, and amazingly, she's been successful and she's through and secured her ballot place. This will be her first marathon, which is just amazingly exciting, and I can't wait for her to start training for that and see the incredible journey that she's going to go on. Again, we'll be sure to document that journey for all of you. Now, I'm hoping to secure a charity place. I've been wanting to run the London Marathon now for so long, so fingers crossed I can get in that way and raise lots of money for a good cause. So in the build up to that, of course, I'll be bringing you regular training updates and documenting the journey. Training will probably start quite early in the new year, I think, so that's always a good way to sober up after overindulging at Christmas. So that will be sort of the first quarter of the year, first third of the year, up to April. Then in July we've got the Hope 36-hour event, and then thoughts will start turning to autumn and running an October marathon. Now, there are so many again that I would like to do. There's Berlin, there's Amsterdam, but one that I've got my eye on at the moment is the Eden Project Marathon. If you don't know the Eden Project, it's basically an enormous greenhouse in an old quarry in Cornwall. It doesn't sound like I'm selling it, am I? But it's actually a really, really special place. They have a parkrun course there as well. We filmed it a little while ago, so if you want to go and see what it's like, go ahead and watch that video. But the main reason I'd like to take part in this one is to represent the vegan runners, again as part of a team. Now this year the men's team came second, and it would be awesome to give that one a really good crack and bring home some gold for the green and black. So that's what's coming up next year in terms of the key races. I have half a mind to run a 100k ultra in the summer again, like I did this year. I'll wait a little while to see what the deal is with the 36-hour event and how intense that might be before making a decision, but that could be on the cards as well. And then finally, I just wanted to give you an update on my running goals and what you can kind of hopefully expect over the next 2 to 3 years or so. Now, over the past couple of years, I've achieved so many of my long-term goals sort of from the beginning of my running journey. I've run over 1,000 miles in a year. In fact, I think I'm on like 2,100 at the moment. I've run a sub 3-hour marathon, my first 100k ultra, but I've still got a lot more that I want to achieve. So long term, I'd really love to run a 2.5-hour marathon. Now, I'm a long way off that time at the moment, so it's going to be a real journey to get there if I ever do, but it's not going to be for the lack of trying. And then my other long-term goal is to start placing at ultra distances. Now, I placed 7th in my first ultra, just a handful of positions away from that podium, and I know I can get there with a bit more experience, strength and strategy. That's the dream. But in the medium term, I think running a sort of 2 hour 45-minute marathon seems like a good place to start. 2:54 is my current PB, and with a bit of luck, it's a good, solid, consistent training block and, you know, the right build-up and a disciplined approach, I think that should be achievable by next spring, all going well. And then in the short term, I just want to stay fit and healthy and keep on running, keep on training, and continue to work on the balance of filming, training work, and strength training, and getting things done with our house here. And strength training in particular is something that I've been needing to make a regular thing for a while. I think it's going to move my running to the next level. I know I've said that a few times, but just finding the time for those routines and sticking to a plan, I've always found a bit difficult on that side of things. But for the moment, at least, it's just to keep up the mileage and aerobic fitness, and just to stay healthy and injury-free. That would be a good thing for me, I think. Now that just about brings you up to date with everything Vegan Runner. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, ideas, content you want to see, topics you want discussed or covered, then let me know down in the comment section below. But until then, again, a huge thank you for all of your support, for watching, and for being the best you. Take care.